If you've ever had an 8 a.m. class or maybe an early morning meeting after a late night out, you'll know that sleep is essential for our ability to think and learn. But what if I told you the cannabis edible that you took before going to bed might actually be working against you, even if it made you feel sleepy at the time? So many people self-medicate with THC, which is the component of the cannabis plant that makes you feel high. And this is particularly useful for sleep-related issues because it generally helps people to fall asleep a little bit faster. However, very little is known about what it does to your brain once you are asleep. My research aims to investigate how THC changes the brain waves that normally occur during sleep so that we can better understand how cannabis influences sleep quality and maybe even memory. So you might be familiar with the two main stages of sleep, REM and non-REM. REM stands for rapid eye movement. And during this stage, your body is immobile, but your eyes are actually moving back and forth. Non-REM is everything else, and it's your deep restorative sleep. So during these different stages, the different parts of the brain are generating rhythmic patterns of activity, and we call this activity brain waves. We're interested in two main types, theta waves and slow waves. Theta waves are coming from the hippocampus, which is your brain's main memory center, and it happens during REM sleep. Slow waves come from the wrinkly neocortex and happen during non-REM. So the coordination between these brain waves is thought to be an important conversation that helps to solidify our long-term memories. So you can think of this as a phone call between two friends. One person must be there to make the call, and then the other person must be there to pick up the phone, and then they can get on to having a conversation about a past shared experience. So to study these brain waves, we put a tiny electrode into the hippocampus and the cortex of anesthetized rats, and we record how brain waves change before and after THC. The great thing about this electrode is that it allows us to see what's happening within each layer of these structures. This tells us whether particular phone lines of communication between the chatty cortex and the hippocampus are more affected by THC than others. So far, the data is showing that yes, THC does change brain waves. In particular, it decreases theta, increases slow waves, and changes the amount our friends, the hippocampus and cortex, are talking to each other. So I can't yet tell you what this means for memory, but I can tell you that despite what the old anti-drug campaigns would have you believe, it's unlikely cannabis will scramble your brain like an egg. However, it might still prevent you from getting the most out of your sleep. Thank you.